the art of the trade, and how we barter our way to growth almost on a monthly basis. Welcome back to Stacked, and today we're going to talk about how cash is great, but it's really not the only currency that grows a business. And when we were building Dallowry, we didn't have massive ad budgets, but what we did have was skill, strategy, and a deep understanding of how to make a good trade. Today, we're going to break down the art of bartering, why it still works, how we structure mutually beneficial trade deals, and how you can start trading your way into the rooms, resources, and relationships that you want. So here's why trade still works. Trade gets written off as a cute or scrappy idea, but we used it to grow our business, expand our network, and create genuine win-wins. So even with website design, when you're first starting out, it's really hard to be able to say, you should trust me with this hundreds or thousands of dollars worth of project that I'm pitching you. And no, I don't have any portfolio to show you what I'm capable of. But if you can trade your way into designing a website and you can do that 5, 6, 7 times, now you have a solid portfolio to then make the ask of what you know that you're actually worth. Because in a digital world, trust will still close deals. And nothing builds trust like saying, I see what you do, I value it, and I'm willing to stake my work on your growth. Plus, bartering bypasses all the awkward money hangups when you're first starting out. We realize that confidence can be an issue when you've not actually had the opportunity to deliver in the way that you're conceptualizing it. So maybe you've worked for another company, you've done this for years. This is your first time launching out on your own. You think you know how the delivery is going to go, but you aren't sure. And so bartering and trading is a great way to test your concept without those awkward money asks. So you get straight to the collaboration, and it's less transactional and more transformational. It also allows you to find the gaps in what your concept is and fill them before you ask a paying client to bring in those hundreds and thousands of dollars. Right? So here's how we structure mutually beneficial trade deals. And we really don't believe that you should just wing it. Our trades are structured like paid projects. It's just without the invoice. And we run them all through Dallowry Flow. So we still use onboarding forms. We still use client portals. We still use our branded welcome emails. We still have scoped deliveries, and we still ask for reviews and referrals. But most importantly, we have a contract. We have a contract that protects both parties, and we have a contract that obligates both parties. So here are some of our favorite trades that we've done over the last 5 years. We've done horseback riding lessons for automation setup and email marketing. We've done salon services for social media revamp and client retention systems. We've done branding photography for full website refreshes and system rebuilds. And we have bi-weekly house cleaning for website automation and calendar assistance. So when we can offer a transformation and make it easy for the person to receive, we elevate the whole experience, even if there is no money exchanging hands. And honestly, some of the work that we are most proud of has come from our trades and our barters. So what makes a trade worth it, and what should you avoid? Here's some of the green flags that we look for. The trade feels exciting and energizing because you're going to need that passion to push you through on the days when you're like, I'm not getting any money for this. What am I doing this for? You got to be excited and energized by the trade. Both sides have to have a clear offer and clear delivery. So we get specific. We have timelines. You should expect this from us by this date. And here are the specific assets that we are going to deliver inside of this time frame. And then on the other side, here's what you are going to provide us, and at what address, at what frequency, and what is the value of what you're giving, and what is the value of what we're giving. We also put any kind of like red flags or fine print. So for us, our software, legally, you have to pay for your communication. It's just a federal compliance problem. So we add that into the contract saying, here's what we do cover, here's what we don't. And the same is true of our partners. Here's what they will cover, and here's what would cost us extra. And letting them know that you'd happily pay for their services even if it wasn't a trade. Because if it's not a service that you would want to purchase, it is probably not a service that's going to keep you energized enough when there might be problems that come up with the project, or maybe your trade partner is hard to deal with. And so if you don't have a good personality fit, you need to make sure that the service they're providing is still something that you would want so you can push through those maybe rough parts. Here's some red flags to look out for. Vague collab energy with no specifics, no timeline, no structure, or maybe you're the only one showing up, or it doesn't protect you. If your side is, so for us, my side is done very quickly. The other side, typically it's a year contract. So what I have to make sure is that I am protected. If they decide to cancel the contract after I've already delivered, then the amount that they owe is payable via cash or check or card or whatever. So we definitely don't trade down. We trade across or up. Now, if the trade is uneven, I always want it to be uneven in my side. That's just a personal point. I never make it so uneven that I would be pissed about it, right? I'm not going to write a contract that's going to immediately upset me as I'm drafting it. But if it's going to be uneven on one side or the other, I want to provide more value than what I'm taking. And respectfully, professionally, with the same high standards as our paid clients. So regardless if it is a trade, our standards are still the same, our delivery expectations are still the same, and our professionalism is not going to be traded down. And a hidden perk of bartering is if you want more referrals, do a trade. If you want more testimonials, do a trade. If you want fast feedback on a new offer, do a trade. And these deals have brought us warm intros with ideal clients, portfolio pieces with real results that land us paying jobs, and long-term relationships that have paid off way past the original barter. Bartering, we use it like a momentum tool. It keeps us in motion when maybe money's tight for a startup or when you're between projects. And it builds your equity and relationships, not just in revenue or cash. So you might be wondering, how do you pitch a trade, right? Well, here's our go-to. So, hey, person that you're talking to, I've been following your work and love what you're building. I've actually been looking for massage services, and I run a business that helps with booking more clients. Would you be open to a trade? Something where we both get value, no invoice needed? I can send a few ideas if you're curious. So you can use ChatGPT and come up with your own, or you can use, what a crazy thought, but you could use your own brain and come up with a messaging that's going to fit you exactly and perfectly. But here's what we recommend. We recommend that you keep it short. We recommend that you be very clear. You lead with what you can offer, not just what you're wanting. And always respect a no, because a no today might still turn into a trade later or even a paid yes later. And if they say yes, treat it like the absolute gold that it is. Deliver at the same level as you would for a top tier client. And that's how your trades are going to keep from paying off in folds. So let's make a deal. If you're listening to this and wondering how to start, well, then here's your game plan. 1, write down 3 things you can confidently offer that make life easier, faster, or more fun for something or someone else. And you don't even have to own a business to do this. This can just be life in general. Number 2, write down 3 things that you'd love to have help with, either professionally or personally. And then 3, send 1 thoughtful trade pitch this week. And that's going to help boost your confidence as you go through this process several times. And if you want to keep it clean, branded, and easy to manage, you can use Dallowry Flow, which has built-in automations, client portals, and follow-up systems that help make your trades feel like a premium service. Because here's the truth. You're not broke. You are brilliant. And you don't have a lack of experience. You just have maybe a lack of opportunity right now. So start trading your way to both. This is Stacked, where we automate, elevate, and repeat.